Welcome to day 82 of our school year. Let's get down our beginning fraction. So we have a total of 180 school days, and we're in 82. Let's find the factors of our numerator, which is 82. Two factors we always know are 1 and the number itself. Using the commutative property of multiplication, I can also write it as 82 times 1. Now, let's go through our divisibility rules to find any other possible factors, and we're going to go in order so we don't miss any. So after 1 is 2. The rule for 2 is that it ends in an even number. 2 is even, so 2 is a factor. 2 groups of 40 comes out of 80. 2 groups of 1 comes out of 2. Okay. Let's see, the rule for 3, we add the digits together. 8 plus 2 equals 10. 10 is not a multiple of 3, so 3 is not a factor. We look at 4. One way to check for 4 is look with the second factor with 2. Is it even? It is actually odd, so that means 4 is not a factor. 4 is a factor of 80 and 84, but not 82. We try 5. The rule for 5 is that it ends in a 0 or 5. It ends in a 2, so 5 is not a factor. We try 6. The rule for 6 is that it ends, that 2 is a factor and 3 is a factor. 2 is, but 3 is not, so 6 is not a factor. We try 7. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77, 84. 82 is not in that list, so 7 is not a factor. We try 8. 8 times 10 is 80, and then 88. So 82 is not in that list. 8 is not a factor. We try 9. 9 has the same rule as 3. We add the digits together. We get 10. 10 is not a multiple of 9, so 9 is not a factor. We check 10. It does not end in a 0, so 10 is not a factor. We check 11. 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88. 82 is not in that list, so 11 is not a factor. I think that 41 may be prime, so I'm going to check that, because if we've gone in order and our second factor is prime, then we're done. And yes, 41 is prime, so we're done. Okay, let's list our factors from least to greatest. 1, 2, 41, 82. We have 4 factors, so it is composite, because that is more than 2 factors. And let's find our greatest common factor. So let's start with our greatest factor of 82. So you make sure there are 82 in each group, and you keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. Otherwise your groups do not have to look like mine. So let's see, I have 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, 68, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. I have 16 days left over, so 82 is not a common factor. Let's try 41. 40 plus 1. 9 plus 30 plus 2. 8 plus 30. 38 plus 3. 7 plus 30 plus 4. And we have 16 left over, so 41 is not our greatest common factor. Okay, let's try 2. Okay. Your groups of 2 do not have to look like mine. Just make sure there's 2 in each. And keep your shaded separate from your unshaded. Okay, the way I made my groups of 2. Oh, let's see. There's no remainder, so that definitely means 2 is our greatest common factor. And the way I put my groups of 2 together, I ended up with 5 groups of 2 in each row, so I can actually count by 5s to find how many total groups of 2 I have. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90 total groups. And I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41 shaded in. So now that I've done my division with my model, let's go ahead and divide using our algorithm. We're dividing by our greatest common factor. So 180 divided into groups of 2, and 82 divided into groups of 2. 2 times 50 is 100. Numbers the same, zeros a game. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. 20 times 2 is 40. Numbers the same, zeros a game. More on top, no need to stop. 20 times 2 is 40. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Let's add these partial quotients together. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Here, 20 times 2 is 40. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. 20 times 2 is 40. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. 1 times 2 is 2. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add these partial quotients together. 20 plus 20 is 40, plus 1 is 41. Now we still need to check. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Now, since our remainder is 0 for both, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, we don't need to actually add the 0. 2 groups of 0 is 0. 2 groups of 9 tenths is 18 tenths. 2 groups of 1 is 2. 2 groups of 4 tenths is 8 tenths. So 82, that matches my dividend up here, so that checks. 180, that matches my dividend up here, so that checks. So our numerator is definitely 41, and our denominator is definitely 90. Okay, now let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Trimester 2, week 5. Today is 12, 11, 19. And our fraction for today is 41/90. Okay, let's go ahead and get out our number line. Okay, we did groups of 2. Last one we have is 37/90. 38/90 is equivalent to 19/45. That was the simplest form. We have 39/90. We have 13/30 is our simplest form, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. 40/90. Well, we have 4/9 is our simplest form, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. And then today is 41/90. There's no lines underneath because this is our simplest form, or equivalent fraction in lowest terms, just the line above it. All right, let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.